This episode of Distraction is sponsored by my good friends at Omega Bright Wellness. I take Omega Bright's omega-3 and CBD supplements every day, and so does my wife. Shop online at omegabrightwellness.com. This episode is also sponsored by Landmark College. Landmark's summer programs are designed to help high school and college students find their learning strengths and differences. Learn more at landmark.edu/summer. Hello, and welcome to a mini episode of Distraction. I'm your host, Dr. Ned Hallowell. Today in this mini episode, we're going to talk about procrastination and what to do about it. It's a habit in the world of ADHD that we're all very familiar with. And the cures are like the cures for hiccups. There are many of them, and none of them is 100% effective. So you can take your pick. What cure works the best for you? For me, with hiccups, drinking out of the wrong side of a glass works best. Holding my breath never works. Getting someone to scare me never works. With procrastination, I think it helps to understand why we do it. At least that's what works best for me, and then counter that. I procrastinate because I'm basically wanting to get out of doing something that I find onerous, boring, or painful. And so, as an antidote to that, I have emblazoned on my frontal lobes 3 words: do it now. And so, take out the trash. If I see the trash and I go do it, because that's a classic example of something I would procrastinate. It's menial, it's tedious, it's boring, and all those things make me hate doing it. Brushing teeth is another one. Do it now. And so there's actually a time when I'm supposed to do it, and I do it. Honest to gosh, I hate how my solution really smacks of the old suck it up and try harder. But when it comes to procrastination, that's it. Don't give yourself a chance to sleaze out of it. Don't give yourself a chance to rationalize. Don't give yourself a chance to say, I'll do it tomorrow. It'll be there tomorrow. You know, why do today what you can put off till tomorrow? That's the procrastinator's motto. Now, there are plenty of other remedies, and there are whole books about procrastination. And those remedies usually include lists, reminders, coaching, time limits, chunking. All of those things can work. And then the good old good enough sleep, eat right, take your medication. Those can also all help. But for me, I really don't procrastinate much anymore. I mean, I've written 21 books. If I procrastinated, I wouldn't write any books. So, I have to get things done. And I have to show up for my patients. And I, have to show up for dinner. So I wouldn't put off those. But in general, when there's a task that I just as soon put off, I just come back to my motto, do it now, do it now. And I've learned, it's reinforcing, because I've learned every time I do it now, I feel better, and I've knocked off something from my to-do list that I didn't want to do. And the sooner I do it, the less time I can spend dreading doing it. And that's another one of the great ironies. We spend more time dreading whatever the thing is that we're procrastinating than we would spend doing it. Now, it doesn't always work. I need to clean up my office, and I haven't done it in months, so do it now doesn't work with that. It won't always work. If something is absolutely essential, though, I'll get it done, and that's usually the way it is with us. Procrastination can also come about as a way of creating crises, and what we're doing is basically self-medicating. By putting something off to the last minute, it's a crisis, and we get a big bolus of adrenaline. Well, adrenaline is chemically very similar to stimulant medication, which we use to treat ADD. So by procrastinating, you are, without meaning to, self-medicating with adrenaline. And that's another reason this habit is so common in the world of ADHD. It's a complex machination, procrastination, with many causes and many solutions. My final advice is don't put off solving it. Don't procrastinate taking care of procrastination, because it creates all kinds of problems in your life. Well, I'm wishing you the best. That's it for this mini episode. I hope it made sense to you. Don't procrastinate taking care of procrastination. Thank you once again to Omega Bright Wellness for sponsoring my podcast. I take their omega-3 and CBD supplements every day, as does my wife. Save 20% on your first order at omegabrightwellness.com by using the promo code DISTRACTION. And please, please, please continue to send us your questions, comments, and show ideas by emailing connect@distractionpodcast.com. Distraction is created by Sounds Great Media. Our producer is the very creative and wonderful Sarah Guertin, and I'm Dr. Ned Hallowell. Thank you so much for listening. The episode you just heard was sponsored by Omega Bright Wellness, creators of the #1 omega-3 supplement for the past 20 years. Omega Bright supplements are safe, third-party tested, and I take them every day. Shop online at omegabrightwellness.com.